Hey there, Purple Team, back with another Bite-Sized VoD review, and I promise this is the last one for this Blizzard world map. This is again on our attack. We got 45 seconds left. They've got this high ground again with their off-tank D.Va, Ashe Mercy. So they've got good poke. And what I want to focus on just really like make like a very micro learning opportunity is how we do this rotation. Right, this is the correct rotation, I think. Right now, it's like, okay, we have 45 seconds left. The left side rotation wasn't working for us. Let's try to come up these stairs and like flush them out of high ground and see what we can do there. Because then you can drop down here. You can go through that like mega health pack area right over there. I can't see through the wall, but you know it's there. So obviously, but the first step to all of that is getting through this choke alive. Right now, their Ashe is right here, and the Ashe sees the same thing that I see. Never mind, I see a very weird hat. The Ashe is the same thing that I see, which is an exposed egg tart. And let's watch what happens here. Bop. Egg tart dies. We are down one, and that is just not the situation we want to be in, right? Obviously. Now, what can we do? You know, we have to make that rotation. And the key to that is if you're not a tank with 400 health and survivability abilities like Zarya, if you're not, you know, a healer that has like, you know, maybe Moira's Fate, where she really doesn't have to, you know, she can make that entire rotation like this, right? Hug this wall, never once sees the high ground, fade in, whoosh, she's fine. The odds of getting headshot in, you know, the 4 pixels that her head's exposed over, you know, 10 seconds is just so low, right? If you're not one of those, if you are maybe like that rather slow DPS like Egg Tart, maybe a Zen, the best thing to do is use your Reinhardt's body to body block, right? Sticking on him, you don't need... It would be nice to get, you know, a random lucky shot and pick someone off on the high ground right here. But they have a Mercy. That shot's not going to happen 99.5 times out of 10. You aren't making this rotation so that you can do damage during it. You're making this rotation so that you can get into a safe space as quickly as possible. And in the meantime, you're going to be exposed. The best way of preventing yourself from being exposed like that and being and getting the headshot is you know where to go. You don't need to have like a huge line of sight. You just need to do it quickly. And the best way to do that is just use your tank's bodies as cover. Use them to body block. If they get a dynamite, that's unfortunate. You have healing. If the tracer comes in and sticks a pulse bomb, hopefully we have bubble for that. Otherwise, you know, really big unluck. They punish it really fast. But the faster we can go through this, we've got a Lucio speed boost. It won't take us very long. It only takes us a couple seconds. The Reinhardt will survive. Shield might take damage. Even if the shield needs to go down, again, just using the Reinhardt shield, and then in the last case scenario, using his body to block. Using just standing behind him so that you can't see the enemy DPS and just being like, okay, there we go. There we go. They even use that pulse bomb. I think Sean is out here. Sean doesn't actually have anyone to protect, so that's a mistake. We could have just gone in. Probably not knowing where the pulse bomb didn't help, so that's the disadvantage to, you know, to making that rotation. But as a tank, you should be in the front. You should be able to see a little bit better than your DPS, where you can shepherd in there. So if you're making those rotations, and really that applies to this you know, same rotation here onto point. If you're making a rotation and the enemy have a good vantage point, if they've got DPS that can pick you off, use their shields and use their bodies. Don't try to, you know, be in a position where you can see everything and try to get, you know, a wicked headshot when you don't have to. That's for, you know, once you have cover. You know, if you're brawling on point and you're the DPS and you're like, okay, I can use this as cover and fire onto them. Then, you know, that's when you want to make sure you've got sight. You can check flank angles and stuff like that. But during those rotations, you've got to stick together and use your tanks as cover if you are a squishy like that. That's what they're for. That's how you can use them. And if the Reinhardt's pressing W, it's not hard to follow along. Just press W with them. You don't walk faster or slower. So I wanted to point out that micro because that can help us on those rotations and make those really clean and prevent things like that from snowballing the last fight.